Hi everyone, in this set of videos we'll solve the actual questions which has come in the CAT 2021 paper specific to the slot 3 of this paper. At the same time, students who are looking forward for online crash course or the 1 or 2 year program of specific CAT and the non-CAT exam coaching can actually visit the MBAP Education main website to see all the list of the courses which is being made and curated by top IIM faculties who will be teaching you live. At the same time, you can also attend one of the free trial session, use the student dashboard to get access of all the beautiful and the wonderful material that we have made which is specific to the exam of your choice. On this note, let's quickly start with the questions that we are planning that has come in the year of CAT 2021 actual examination. Let's have a look at the first question. The question says, if a specific weight of alloy of silver and copper is mixed with 3 kg of pure silver, 3 kg of pure silver is 100%, the resulting alloy will have 90% silver by weight. However, if the same weight of the initial alloy is mixed with 2 kg of another alloy which has got 90% silver by weight, which is 1.8 kg or kg, then the resulting alloy will come down to a level of 84% of silver by weight. And the question for you is, what is the weight of the initial alloy? I repeat, the question is, what is the weight of the initial alloy? So there are two possible set of equations that you got to make and possibly solve it together or simultaneously to solve it well in this question. Possibly you can solve it in various, or let's say step by step, in a very standard manner to solve it beautifully so that you do not miss on any of the small element in this question. Now let's assume the alloy that we have got is a mixture of silver and copper, right? Now on the first stage they are saying when you mix the alloy with another 3 kg of pure silver, the resultant is 90%. So S plus 3, S is the original composition of my silver in the alloy, and 3 kg of new silver is going to come up, which when divided by the original alloy, which is S plus C, because my original alloy basically is how much? Is basically S plus C, and then the new 3 kg of silver has also been added. This value is 90%, so let's put this as 9 upon 10. Now if you solve them, basically you just multiply 10 on this, so this is going to become 10S plus 30 will become 9S plus 9C plus 27, which will give you 1S plus 3 should be equal to 9C. 1 amount of silver plus 3 should be equal to 9 amount of copper. Similarly, let's move towards the second part of this equation. It says, if the same weight of the initial alloy is mixed with 2 kg of another alloy. So S is my original silver in the alloy. My weight which is going to come from silver will be 90% of 2, which will be 1.8, which when divided by S plus C plus 2, this value is 84%. 84 upon 100 will give you how much? Will give you 21 upon 25. And if you solve them, multiplying 25 here and 21 here, you will get the final value as 25S plus 45 should be equal to 21S plus 21C plus 42. Now solving it, you will get 4S plus 3 should be equal to 21C. On second side we got 4S plus 3 should be equal to 21C, and the first instance showed me that 4S plus 12 should be equal to 36C. Why? Because I got 1S, 1 amount of silver, plus 3 should be equal to 9C. Now certainly I am just multiplying everything by 4. You will get 4S plus 12 should be equal to 36. Solving both of them, certainly SS will get cancelled and the value of copper in terms of weight will come out to be as 3 upon 5. Use the first set of equation, resultant, which was basically 1S plus 3 should be equal to 9C. You have got 1S plus 3 should be equal to 9 times 3 upon 5. Now certainly S plus 3 will come out to be as 5 upon 5.4, and the value of S will come out to be as 5.4 plus 5.4 minus 3, which should be equal to 2.4. So this value of S is coming out to be as 2.4. The value of C is 3 upon 5, which is basically 0.6. So the question is, find the weight of the initial alloy. See, the weight of the initial alloy is basically a sum of S plus C only, and I'm getting the sum of S plus C as 2.4 plus 0.6 which should be equal to 3.0 kg. And hence, the answer for this question should certainly be option number 1, which is exactly 3 kgs by the defined answer. You took instance 1, where some alloy has been added with 3 kg of pure silver. The composition is giving you 90% resultant silver. Second instance, same alloy, but this time adding 2 kg with 90% of the silver in it, which is just 1.8 kg, is giving you 84%. So simultaneously you can solve two of the variables, which is S and C, together to find what is S and to find what is C. Towards the end, you just have to add them to find the final weight. Let's have a look at the next question. Read the question well. The question says, Anil can paint a house in 12 days, while B. Barun can paint the same house in 16 days. A, B and C undertake to paint the house for rupees 24,000 and 3 of them gets the work done in 6 days. If C is paid in the proportion of the work done by him, then what is the amount received by Chandu? Now, if Anil can do the entire work in 12 days, the proportion of work done by Anil in 1 day will be 1 upon 12. Similarly for B, it will be 1 upon 16. And for C, you can assume it to be as X days, so total will be 1 upon X. Now together they are able to do the work in 6 days. So if all of them are working together, 1/6 of the work should be done in each day. Now if you just add them, it says 1 upon 12 plus 1 upon 16 plus 1 upon X should be equal to 1 upon 6. So if we have to find what is Chandu for, Chandu's proportion of work, it's going to be 1 by 6 minus 1 by 12, 1 upon minus 1 upon 16. 6, 12 and 16, possibly I can take 1 by 2 common out. This will be 1 by 3, 1 by 6, 1 by 8. Again taking 1 by 2 out, the LCM of 3, 6 and 8 will become how much? Will certainly become 24. Now 3 8s will give you 24, 6 4s will give you 24 and 8 3s will be 24. 4 plus 3 is 7, 8 minus 7 is 1. So it is 1 by 2, 1 upon 24, which is 1 by X is coming out to be as 1 upon 48. So X is taking 48, or let's say the proportion of work will be how much? This is 1 by C, right? So the proportion of work done by each day will be 1 upon 12 by A versus 1 by 16 by B versus 1 by 48 by C. So now take the LCM. The LCM certainly will be 48. You have got 12 4s as 48, 16 3s as 48, and this is 1. So the proportion of money which will be distributed across A, B and C will also be in the ratio of 4:3:1. The amount which will be received by C will be 1 upon 4 plus 3 plus 7, which is 1/8 of the amount of 24,000. And this value will come out to be as 3,000 as the final answer. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's have a look at the next question, which is from time, speed and distance. Slightly easy question. It says Mira and Amal walk along a circular track starting from the same point at the same time. So they are working either on the same side or on the opposite side. If they walk in the same direction, then they meet in 45 minutes. I repeat, when they walk in the same direction, then in 45 minutes, Amal completes exactly 3 more rounds than Mira. The difference between both the rounds completed by Amal and Mira will be 3. If they walk in the opposite direction, then they meet for the first time in 3 minutes. The second instance is more clear. It's clear that they meet for the first time after 3 minutes. The first instance is slightly bit more confusing. They are saying in 45 minutes, Amal completes 3 more rounds than Mira. Now the scene is when 2 guys are moving in the same direction. I repeat, when 2 people are moving in the same direction, when the difference between the lap covered by both of them is 1, then they meet for the first time. Which means, if the distance of the difference between the laps covered by Amal and Mira is 3, then here they are meeting for the third time. So the logic is, in 45 minutes they are meeting for the third time. So in 15 minutes they will meet for the first time. That's the only logic. You got to convert the difference into this meeting point. Whatever the number of gap is, that many times meeting will happen when they move in the same direction. So in 45 minutes, if they meet for the third time, I repeat, if in 45 minutes they meet for the third time, then certainly in 15 minutes, they meet for the first time, when both of them are going in the same direction. When both of them are going in the same direction, it's going to be the relative speed will be x minus y. And they meet in 3 minutes for the first time when they go in the same direction, which is x plus y. Now, you know distance will be exactly same, whatever the distance of the circumference would be, what is d. So if I divide d by x minus y, I'll get a time. My time here will be 15 upon 60. And d divided by x plus y should basically be 3 upon 60. Will be 3 upon 60. If I have to solve them, dd will get cancelled. So certainly you can say x minus y will be 60 upon 15, which will be 4. And x plus y will be 60 upon 3, which will be 20. Will be 20. But who among them is faster? Now it says Amal completes exactly 3 more rounds than Mira in the given time, which means certainly Amal is x and then Mira would be y. If you solve them, x minus y is 4, x plus y is 20, you will get x as 12 and y as 8. X we defined it's Amal and y is basically Mira. Now the difference between both of them speed will be 12 minus 8, which will be 4. Now the question is, in how many rounds Mira walks in 1 hour? In 60 minutes, you want to see the number of laps Mira is doing. For that I need to find the distance also. Now it has been given to you that d upon x minus y is basically 15 upon 60. Let's keep d as d itself. X minus y will be 4 and this value will be 15 upon 60. So 4 getting multiplied here, you will get d as basically 1, which means the overall circumference is only for 1 kilometer. I repeat, the overall circumference is only for 1 kilometer. And Mira on the other hand is moving at what speed? Mira is moving at a speed of 8 kmph. So my question is, if the circumference is of 1 kilometer and if Mira is moving at a speed of 8 kmph, how many laps Mira would be able to make in 1 hour? Exactly, the answer would be, as what you have in mind, will be 8 times. So the number of laps covered by Mira will be 8 laps in 1 hour. I hope all of you are clear with the answer. Let's have a look at the next question. The question says, a 4-digit number is formed by using the digits like 1, 2 and 3 such that 2 and 3 appear at least once. The question is, how many such numbers are possible which is a 4-digit? So they are saying 4-digit numbers is there and 2 and 3 is already there. I'm not fixing the thousands and the hundreds place, but one among these 4 places will be 2 and 3. So let's first figure out what are the other 2 options available. Out of 1, 2 and 3, which all options can be available among the next set of 2 digits? I'm not saying the last 2 digits, 1 among or 2 among these 4 places. And then you can find a number of such combinations available later on. Among the last set of numbers, 1, 1 can come, 2, 2 can come, 3, 3 can come, or 1, 2 can come, 2, 3 can come, and 1, 3 can come. Now these are the possible combination of numbers which I have for the 4-digit, and now see how many numbers you can make. Let's take the first case, which is 2, 3, 1, 1. With 2, 3, 1, 1 you can make 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial number of cases, because 1 and 1 is repeated. With 2, 3, 2, 2 you can make 4 factorial divided by 3 factorial number of cases. With 2, 3, 3, 3 again you can make 4 factorial by 3 factorial number of cases. With 2, 3, 1, 2, you can make 4 factorial divided by simply 2 factorial number of cases. With 2, 3, 2, 3, how many cases you can make? You can make 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. Why? Because 2 is repeated twice and 3 is also repeated twice. And finally, with 2, 3, 1, 3, you can make 4 factorial divided by simply 2 factorial. Now 4 factorial by 2 factorial, which will be how much? 24 by 2 will give you 12. 4 factorial by 3 factorial will be how much? 3 factorial will get cancelled, so only 4 will left. 4 will come out. Again, 4 factorial by 2 will give you 12. This will be half of 2, 12, which is 6. And this will be 4 factorial by 12, which will be again 2. 4 factorial by 2, which will again be 12. So my files sum count is 4 plus 12 plus 4 plus 12 plus 6 plus 12. And if you add them, you will get the final count as simply 50. And that's my answer. What did we do? We have first figured out, fix the numbers 2 and 3. Don't fix the place value, just put the numbers. And then for the remaining 2 digits, find out as many combinations as possible and then arrange or rearrange them to see how many numbers can be possible with them. Let's have a look at the next question now. The question says for all the real numbers A, log a to the base 15 plus log a to the base 32 divided by log a to the base 15 into log a to the base 32 is equal to 4, then the value of a must lie in which range? Now, if you see the numerator and denominator, certainly if you divide both of them, on one side possibly log a to the base 15 will get cancelled, secondly you will see log a to the base 32 will get cancelled. So the question directly says it is 1 divided by log a to the base 15 plus 1 divided by log a to the base 32 is equal to 4. Taking the reciprocal, it's going to become log of 15 to base a plus log of 32 to base a should be equal to 4, which means it is log to the base a 15 into 32 should be equal to 4, or indirectly a raised to power 4 should become 15 into 32, which should be equal to 480. And the question is only about find a range of a. Now a raised to 4 is 480, and let's assume in this way, if a is 4, 4 raised to 4 will be 2 raised to 8, which is equal to 256. So a is definitely more than 4, and 5 raised to 4 will be 625. So a is definitely less than 5. So the value or the range of a seems to be option number A, which is between 4 and 5, and that becomes my answer for this simple question. The next question is a simple arithmetic easy question which came in the year 2021 of slot 3 of paper. Let's see this. The question says the arithmetic mean of scores of 25 students in an examination is 50. There are 25 students and the arithmetic mean or the average is given to you as 50. 5 of these students top the examination with the same score. So possibly we can assume all of them to be as X. The score of the other students are distinct numbers and the lowest being 30. The question is, what is the maximum possible score of these 25 students? Okay, let's assume 5 of them who top the examination have the same score, which is XXXXX, okay, which is basically 5x. And you want to do what? You want to maximize this. If you want to maximize this, then the other 20 numbers should be as minimum as possible, with the lowest being 30 and all of them are being distinct. So the other numbers would assume the lowest numbers as 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 likewise. Likewise, the last number, the 20th number will basically be 49. 30 to 49 will be 20 such numbers. Now this total will become how much? This total should become 50 numbers. The average is 20. The average of 25 students is 50. So this total is 1250. Now if you take the sum count of this 30 to 49, they are in AP, so you can consider this to be as 20 by 2 n by 2, first number plus last number, which is 79 into 10, which is 790. So 5x plus 790 is becoming 1250. It's basically becoming 1250. So value of 5x will be 1250 minus 790, which would be equal to 460. And the value of 1x will be equal to 92. It has been said all the 5 students are on the same score, so I can assume 92 itself will be my highest score, which can be given to these 5 students. Easy question. You have solved it really well also. Let's have a look at the next question. The question says, one part of the hostel's monthly expense is fixed and the other part is proportional to the number of boarders. If the hostel collects 1600 per month from each boarder, when the number of boarders are 50, the profit of the hostel per boarder is 200. When the number of boarders is 75, the profit of the hostel per boarder is 250. And the question is, find the number of boarders. When the number of boarders is 80, the profit is what? Now the overall revenue is given to you 1600 per boarder. The profit is 200, so you can get the cost of each boarder when 50 people are there, the cost of the boarder when 75 people are there. And the question is, to find the profit of 80 people, you need to find the revenue of 80 people and the cost of 80 people. So some of the components is fixed and some is variable. Let's use my fixed component is F. My variable is boarders. So on first hand, F plus 50V is given to you as 50 people into cost of 1400. Similarly, F plus 75V is given to you as 75 into 1350. Why 1350? 1600 minus 200 minus 250 will give you 1350. Now 50 into 1400 will give you 70,000. 75 to 1350 will give you 1 lakh 1250. By doing this subtraction, or let's say by removing F, you will get the cost of variable. Or 25 variable will give you 31,250 of the cost. So cost of one variable is nothing but 1250. Now the question is firstly find the cost of 80 people staying inside. You already know the cost of 50 people staying inside. F plus 50V is given to you as 70,000. Add 30 more people inside with 30V, which will be 30 into 1250, which is 37,500. 37,500 plus 70,000 will give the overall cost of how much? 1 lakh 7,500. We'll get the final cost of 1 lakh 7,500. And now let's find the revenue of these people. The revenue of these people will be how much? The revenue of these people will be 1600 is the revenue which I am taking out of 80 people, which will give you the final amount as 1 lakh 28,000. Now 1 lakh 28,000 is my revenue. 1 lakh 7,500 is my cost. So my profit will be a difference of them, which will come out to be the value as 20,500. By doing the simple partly fixed and partly variable concept, you have understood the final amount of the profit with 80 people staying inside will be 20,500 in the end. Let's take a look at the next question, an easy and mid-level question. The question says, one day Rahul started a work at 9 a.m. Gautam joined him 2 hours later. Then they both worked together and finished the work by 5 p.m. on the same day. If both had started the work at 9 a.m. and worked together, then the work would have been done 30 minutes earlier. And the question is, find the time Rahul will take to complete the entire work alone. From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., you can say Rahul has worked for 8 hours. So 8 hours of Rahul's work and 2 hours less, which is 6 hours of Gautam's work, would be able to finish the entire task, whatever the amount of work which was there. Similarly, if both of them started the work at 9 a.m., they would have able to wind up the work by 4:30. So in that case, 7.5 times R plus 7.5 times G should also be equal to X. Now you can equate both of them. Now 8 minus 7.5, I repeat, 8 minus 7.5 will give you 0.5 R should be equal to 1.5 G, which is R should be equal to 3G. I repeat, you are getting R is equal to 3G. Now you want to find the amount of R's Rahul is going to take. You know, 8 hours plus 6G is the total amount of work or time which I'm gonna total amount of work will be done, right? Which is X. Now we have got R is equal to 3G, so 6G will be equal to 2R. So 2R plus 8R will also be able to do the same amount of work. Now 8 plus 2 is 10R, so 10R should be able to do the entire work alone. So which means 10 times R's hourly work should be equal to the total work, which means R will be able to do the entire work in basically 10 hours. Easy question. You got option number D to be the final answer for this question. Let's have a look at the next question. A slightly detailed question. The question says, the total of male and female population in a city increased by 25% from 1970 to 1980. During the same period, the male population increased by 40% and the female population increased by 20%. From 1980 to 1990, the female population increased by 25%. In 1990, if the female population is twice to that of the male population, then the percentage increase in total population of male and female from 1970 to 1990 is what we have to find. Okay, a lot of data. Let's start with the proportion of male and female that I have got in 1970. Okay, It has been said from 1970 to 1980, together everyone is growing up by 25%. On one side I've got male, second side I've got female. It says male's population is going up by 40%, female population is going up by 20%. If you use allegation, you'll find a ratio of male and female. This side will be 15, this side will be 5. So M by F will be 1 upon 3, or certainly F will be equal to 3M is what I can find here. Let's check what is happening in 1970. Let's check what is happening in 1980. Let's check what is happening in 1990 now. I want total number of male and female. Male will be F and female will be 3M. So a total of 4M people are there in 1970. This is my male and this is my female. From 1970 to 1980, the total, or let's say the male and female population is going up by 25% has been given to me. Now it has been said male population is growing up by 40%. So this value will become 1.4M. And female population is going up by 20%. So this will become 3.6M. Will become 3.6M. From 1980 to 1990, the female population is increased by 25%. So 25% of 3.6 is 14.9. So this will become 4.5M. And then in 1990, if the female population is twice to that of the male population, so male will be half of 4.5, which will be 2.25M. The question is, find the total number of population in 1970 and 1990. 1970 we know is 4M. 1990 is 2.25 plus 4.5, which should be 6.75. The question is, from 1970 to 1990, I repeat, from 1970 to 1990, what is the percentage jump? Percentage jump is 4 to 6.75. So it is increasing by 2.75 on 4 into 100. So 275 on 4 will give you the final answer 68.75. And hence, the answer for this question will simply be 68.75 in the end. Hi everyone, now let's take the next question. Read the question well. The question says, let ABCD be a parallelogram. The length of the side AD and the diagonal AC has been given to you as 10 cm and 20 cm respectively. If the angle ADC is equal to 30 degrees, then the area of the parallelogram has been asked. Now we all know to find the area of the parallelogram, you would need the base as well as the height of that parallelogram, right? Let's first term the vertices of this parallelogram as A, B, C and D. If possible, let's also make a point E somewhere on CD so that AE becomes perpendicular and that is also equivalent height. And let's also make the diagonal, which is AC of this parallelogram. Towards the end, you need the base and the height to find the area of this parallelogram. Now let's see what all things have they given us. The diagonal AC's length has been given to you as 20. The length of the diagonal has been given to you as 20. And then what else has been given to you? The side AD has also been given to you as 10. Side AD has also been given to you as 10 units or 10 centimeter. The angle ADC is given to you as 30. So if AD is 30, AED is 90, so this value will certainly be 60. So basically ADE will become 30, 60, 90 triangle. And we all know the sides opposite to 30, 60, 90 degree will be in the ratio of 1 is to root 3 is to 2. So if AD is 10, AE will certainly be half of 10, which is 5. If AE is 5, then the angle opposite to 60 will be 5 root 3. So we know one part of the whole length, which is DC, which is small section, which is DE, has come out to be as 5 root 3. Now let's take the triangle which is now AEC. We are looking at AEC. This basically will be a 90 degree right angle triangle. So using Pythagoras formula, you will understand that AC square will be equal to AE square plus EC square. Now certainly you know AC, you know AE also. So let's put the values. 20 square is 400, this value is 5 square 25 should be equal to EC square. So the value of EC will come out to be as what? 400 minus 25, which is 375, which ideally will be 5 root 15. Will be 5 root 15. Now I got to know AE is 5 root 3, EC is 5 root 13. So this whole length will be how much? This whole section, which is the base of this parallelogram, will be 5 root 3 plus 5 root 15. Now this is my base. We also know the height of this parallelogram has come out to be as 5. So my final answer will be 5 times 5 root 3 into 5 root 15, which is 25 times root 3 plus root 15. Slightly easy question. Very well, you can mark option number D to be the final answer for this question. The whole objective is to see what is required. The base has to be found and the height has to be calculated. Take it part by part. One angle has been given to you, two sides has been given to you. Find out the small section DE. Using DE or E, you will be able to find the length of EC also. Towards the end, you have got the whole length of DC. You have got the height AE. Multiply both of them to find a final answer, which will be option number D in the end. Let's have a look at the next question. The question says, a park is shaped like a rhombus and the area is being given to you as 96. The area of rhombus is half into D1 into D2. The two diagonals of the rhombus. If 40 meter is the fencing needed to enclose the park, which means the perimeter of this rhombus has been given to you as 40, then the cost of laying electric wires along the two diagonals, the length of the diagonal has to be found out. If that rate has been come out to be as 125 per meter. So the overall length of covering with wires has to be found out. It's being given to you as what? The perimeter is 40. So let's put all the sides to be on 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, and the diagonals we know will basically be perpendicular. So each side I basically see a right angle triangle coming up. Right? The moment I see right angle and I see one of the side to be as 10, we all understand there's a Pythagoras triplet with the numerical figures of 3, 4, 5, which if you multiply them, possibly could be those triplet values as 6, 8 and 10. So it seems if this is 8, this side would be 8 and the other side would be 6. Similarly, this will be 6 and this will be 8. Let's try to find out whether you get the same area of 96 or no. So half times 12 into 18, 12 6 will also come out to be as 96. So this is the dimension of the whole rhombus. Now you know the length of two diagonals is how much? This is 8 plus 8 16 and this is 6 plus 6 12, which is 28, and the rate at which the electrical wires will be placed will be at 125 rupees per meter. Total dimension 125 into 28, the final value will come out to be as 3500. Simple question. Very well, you can solve this and to get the answer. Have a look at the next question on percentages. The question says, in a tournament, a team has played 40 matches so far and won 30% of them. If they win 60% of the remaining matches, the overall win percentage is basically 50%. Now the question says, suppose they win 90% of the remaining number of matches, that's an assumption, then what is the total number of won matches in the end is the question. So on one side, the team is winning 30% of the matches. Next side, they are supposed to win 60% of the matches. And towards the end, my final win percentage is basically 50%. You can find out in what ratio they can play the number of matches. This will be how much? This is 10:20, which is 1:2. The number of matches played with 30% success ratio is basically 40. So number of matches with 60% ratio will basically be 80. Now 80 is the number of matches which I am playing here in the second half, and in the first half I am playing 40 matches. The winning ratio is 30%, so I am going to win 12 matches here. Now the question says, out of 80 matches, if you are winning 90% of it, 90% of 80 will give you 72. So my total number of wins will be 72 plus 12, which will be 84. And hence, the answer slightly easy. You will simply mark option number B to be as 84 to be the correct answer for this question. Let's have a look at the next question. The question says, A shop owner bought a total of 64 shirts from a wholesale market that comes in two sizes, small and large. The price of small shirt is 50 rupees less than that of the large shirt. She paid a total of 5,000 for the large shirt and a total of 1,800 for the smaller shirt. The question is, find the combined price, sum total price of large and small together. So let's assume on one side I've got large shirts and second side I've got small shirts. If I assume the cost of large is X, the cost of smaller will be X minus 50, which is lesser than that of X. Now the question says, L into X is a total of 5,000 and S into X minus 50 is basically 1800. Now we also would have to consider and conclude that the number of shirts, whether it is small or large, will always be a integer number. If now you are considered this way, that if number of shirts is integer, then the price will also be an integer. So Lx, S, X minus 50, all the values are basically integer. Now you cannot solve both of them, it's going to take a lot of time, so possibly we'll use the options to solve them. Now the sum total price of large and smaller will be how much? Will be X plus X minus 50, which is 2X minus 50. If I go ahead with option number 1, which is 2X minus 50 is 150, you'll find the X to be as 100 and X minus 50 as 50. If I substitute X as 100, then the large quantity is coming out to be as 50. If I substitute large quantity as 50, then the smaller one will be 64 minus 50, because the sum total is 64, which is 14. And this value is 50. This value is coming to be as how much? This value is coming to be as 700. I want this value to be as 1800. So this is not matching. Certainly this option, which option are we talking about? We substituted the value of 14, 150. This option is not going to match. So this, let's take it out. How about if I put option number 2 and C? Now certainly if you put option number 2 and C, see what's going to happen. I'm sure you will not even get an integer. So they are saying 2x minus 50 is coming out to be as 225. So 2x will be equal to 175. 175 by 2 will not be an integer. Similarly, 175 will also not give you an integer value of x and x minus 50. So 3 options have been ruled out. I repeat, 3 options have been ruled out. There are only 4 options, so certainly you can mark option number 4 to be the final answer. But even if you want to test this out, what you can do here now is, let's test this with 200. The price is 2x minus 50 is 200. Will give you the larger one to be on 125 and the smaller one to be on 75 rupees. L into 125 is 5,000. So L will come out to be as what? L will come out to be as 24. L will come out to be as 24. And S into x minus 50, which is 75. So S into 75 is coming out to be as 1800. So value of S is basically coming out to be as 24. Now let's see. Larger is 40, my bad. The large one will basically be on 40, because 40 into 125 will give you 5,000. So large is coming out to be on 40 and smaller one is coming out to be on 24. Taking the sum count of both of them, you will see the final answer to be as 64, which is also matching, I repeat, which is also matching with the original quantity of both the shirts together. So hence, among 4 of the options, you ruled out 3 of them. So the leftover answer will also be option number D. Either you can mark or you can cross verify to be more sure. Have a look at the next question. The question, it's a sequence and series based chapter. So you'll find some logic here. It says, consider the sequence of real numbers x1, x2, x3 such that xn plus 1 is equal to xn plus n minus 1. N is more than or equal to 1. x1 has been given to you as minus 1. x100 has been asked. So the value of x1 has been given to you as minus 1. Now, if I have to find the value of x2, x2 will be what? x2 will be x1 plus 2 minus 1. x1 is minus 1, so it is minus 1 plus 1, which will become 0. Let's go for finding the next value, which is x3. x3 will be x2 plus 3 minus 1. x2 is coming out to be a 0 plus 2. The next term will be 2. Let's go ahead. The next term x4 will be how much? Will be x3 plus 4 minus 1. x3 is 2. 2 plus 3 will come out to be as 5. Let's go ahead again. x5 will be x4 plus 5 minus 1, which is 5 plus 4 coming out to be 9. So minus 1, 0, 2, 5, 9. These are the values which I am able to find out. Let's check one more value, x6. x6 will be x5 plus 6 minus 1, which is 9 plus 5 coming out to be 14. So all these values is what I can figure out now. Now if I substitute all the values right from x1 to x6, which let's see what do I get. If I put down all the values here, I'm getting the terms as minus 1, 0, plus 2, plus 5, 9, 14 likewise. These are values of x1 till x100. I need to find the value of x100. Do I see terms like minus 1, 0, 2, 5, 9, 14 in AP? I do not see that. But if I check the difference here is plus 1. Difference of these two terms is 2. Here it is 3. Next is 4. Next is 5. What do I see? I see the difference of terms. I repeat, the difference of terms is in AP. The terms are not in AP, but the difference of these terms x1 to x100 are in AP. And I have to find the 100 term. The difference between each of the consecutive term is going up by 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So x99 till x100 also you will see the jump of 99. The difference between the last two terms x99 and x100 will certainly be 99. That's what you can find out. First and second term is 1, second third term is 2. Likewise 99 and 100 will also be 99. It's going to go up by plus 99. Now let's see the logic. If I have to find these terms, which is x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, likewise any of these terms. Now my first term is minus 1. My first term is minus 1. If I have to find the second term, well, what I have to do is add the first common difference, which is minus 1 plus 1, 0. If I have to find the third term, my first term is minus 1, add the sum of first two common difference, which will be how much? 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 will become 3, and the third term will become 2. If I have to find the fourth term, start with the first term minus 1 and add the sum total of first three common difference. 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 minus 1 is coming out to be as 5. That's what you're getting. Which means if I have to find the value of x100, I repeat, if I have to find the value of x100, take the first term which is minus 1 and add all the common differences right from 1 till 99, because 99 will be the last term. 99 will certainly be the last term. This is the value of x100 here. Now 1 to 99 will basically be in AP, which is given by n by 2, first term plus last term. First term is 1, last term is 99, and there are how many terms? There are 99 terms. I repeat, there will certainly be 99 terms. So my final answer will be 99 divided by 2 into 100. 99 into 50 will make the value as 4950. Add minus 1 to it. My final answer should become 4949. And hence, the answer for this question will certainly be option number 1, a beautiful sequence series based question. I'm sure you have cracked it well with some beautiful logic also. Let's have a look at the next question. Read the question well. The question says, a tea shop offers tea in cups of different sizes. The product of the prices of the three sizes is equivalent to 800. The prices of the smallest size and the medium size are in the ratio of 2:5. If the shop owner decides to increase the price of the smallest and the medium ones by ₹6, keeping the price of the last unchanged, the product becomes 3200. The question is, find the sum of the prices of the original prices. Let's assume three of the sizes is X, Y, and Z. The question says when you multiply all of them, the value comes out to be as 800. And X and Y are in the ratio of 2:5. Next time, if you add 6 and 6 here, keeping Z as simple, then X plus 6 into Y plus 6 into Z is coming out to be as 32 And you have to find the value of x plus y plus z. I repeat, you have to find the value of x and y and z add them. Once you factorize 800, you will find out this value as 2 raised to 5 into 5 raised to 2. So possibly I just have to plug and play 2 raised to 5 and 5 raised to 2 among x, y and z to make it equivalent to 800. Now certainly, we know x and y is in the ratio of 2 raised to 5. Let's start by assuming x and y is simply 2 rupees and 5 rupees. If x is 2, y is 5, then z certainly will be 80, because when you multiply them, the value comes out to be as 800. But next time when you add 6 and 6 to each, this value will become 8, this value will become 11, and this will be 80 itself. Now 8 into 11 into 80 is not coming out to be as 3200. So that first proposition where the value of x and y is 2 and 5 will be neglected. Possibly we'll put some more values to see whether the values are coming up or not. You want the product to be as 800. Next value which I can assume possibly would be 4 and 10, which is 2 to 5 ratio. So 4 into 10 into 20 will make the value as 800. Adding 6 and 6 here, the next value will become 10 into 16 into 20. 16 into 200 will give you the value as 3200, which is perfectly matching also. Very well, the validation was picture perfect. So my value of x, y and z is coming out to be respectively what? The original value is 4 rupees, followed by 10 rupees, and then 20 rupees. This is the original prices of x, y and z. And certainly if you add them, the final answer will come out to be as rupees 34. Simple question, and the final answer come out to be as 34 rupees for this question. Let's have a look at the next question. The question says, the cost of fencing of a rectangular plot is 200 rupees along one side of the rectangle and rupees 100 per feet along the other 3 sides. If the area of the rectangular plot is 60,000 square feet, find the lowest possible cost of fencing all the 4 sides is the question. Now how do we solve this question? Let's assume my length is L and L and my B is B and B. One of the length is 100 and the second length assume it to be as 200. Cost I'm talking about, and B let's assume it to be as 100 and 100. Okay. Now what is the overall cost? If I ask you, this is the perimeter that you need to ask. But one of the length is for 200 and the second is for 100. So my overall cost will be 300L plus 200B. This is my cost. And my area, which is L into B, has been given to me as 60,000 square feet. Now the question for you is find the minimum possible cost of fencing the 4 sides, which is the minimum cost of 300L plus 200B. Let's assume this is one of the unit A and the second unit to be as B. A is 300L, B is 200B. We know the arithmetic mean of 2 numbers or 2 values is more than or equal to, definitely more than or equal to the geometric mean, which means 300L plus 200B divided by 2 is definitely more than or equal to the geometric mean of these values, which is square root of 300L into 200B. Now 300 into 200 itself will be a value which is 60,000 multiplied by LB. Now LB itself is known to us. What is the value of LB? The value of its LB is 60,000 itself. So square root will get cancelled. 300L plus 200B divided by 2 will be more than or equal to 60,000 itself. Which means if I have to assume the lowest cost will be definitely equal to 60,000 into 2, which will be equivalent to 1,20,000. Easy question. You have solved it well. The only logic which you need to derive is this part, otherwise all the other parts would have been slightly easy for you to understand and to crack it also. Take the next question. The question says n is a positive integer such that 7th root of 10 the whole square till 7th root of n 10 raised to n is more than or equal to 999. The question is find the smallest value of this n. What are these values? If I have to rewrite this in this form, this will be 7 raised to 1 by 7 into 7 raised to 2 by 7 multiplied by till 10 raised to n by 7. They are saying this value has to be more than 999. Now 999, we can assume this value to be as close as 1000. Let me rewrite this value as 10 raised to 3. Now this is equivalent. Let's consider this to be as equivalent because 999 is slightly closer to 1000. Now since the base is common, possibly 10 raised to 1 by 7 will be taken out. This will be 1 till n. The sum of first n natural numbers will be given by n into n plus 1 divided by 2, which should be, let's equivalent. Let's take this equal to as 10 cube. Taking 10 common out, you'll say this is 1 by 7. N into n plus 1 divided by 2 should be equal to 3, or n into n plus 1 divided by 2 should be equal to 21. Solving this, you'll understand 6 into 7 by 2 will be 21. So the value of n is coming out to be a 6. Now we have gone only till the value of 10 raised to 6 by 7. I repeat, we have gone only till the value of 10 raised to 6 by 7. So 6, the value of n which we are getting out here, is the smallest value of n which could satisfy this. We have assumed a value which is slightly more than 999, 1000. Rest all the values till infinite, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, any such values will definitely be more than 999, and hence the smallest value of n to be considered will be a value of n to be as 6 in the question. Let's see the next question. The question says Bank A offers 6% interest per annum compounded half yearly. Bank B and C offers simple interest, but the annual interest offered by C is twice than that of B. Raju invests certain amount and Bank B for a certain period, and Rupa invests 10,000 Bank C for twice that period. Whatever the amount B has kept for, C is gonna Rupa is gonna put the same 10,000 for twice that period. The interest that would occur to Raju during that period is equal to the interest that it would have been accrued had he invested the same amount in Bank A for 1 year. Had he invested the same amount for Bank A in 1 year. Now the question says the interest accrued for Rupa is equivalent to what? 3 different cases, so take it one by one. Let's put the respective banks as A, B and C. The interest given by A is 6% half yearly. So basically you're getting 6% 2 times in a year. But this is compounded. This is compounded. Now it says Bank B and C are giving at SI, but C is getting twice the rate of what B is getting. So if B is R, C is 2R. Raju invested some amount. I don't know which amount he has invested, but Rupa has invested 10,000 for twice the period for which B has invested. So if B has invested for N, then C will invest it for 2N years. Now what B will accrue the amount at the same R and N at Bank B, it is the same what you get in Bank A at compound interest. That's the common hint. That's a common link rather. Now 3% compounded and 3% compounded or 6% compounded semi-annually will be equivalent to 1 point how much? So this is 1.03 the whole square. So 3 and 3 will give you 6, so it's 6.09. It's how much? This is 6.09%. Okay. Now the same rate possibly B will get here, which is 6.09% if I invest it for n number of years, or let's say 1 year. Now C is getting twice the rate of what B is getting in this bank. So 2R will become how much? 2R will become 12.18. 2R will certainly become 12.18. But certainly C is investing the same amount for twice the year, which is he will get the total interest of double of 12.18. 12.18 double is 24.36%. So the total interest which C will get should be 24.36%. You know the interest, you know the principal amount is 10,000. So 10,000 on 24.36% will give you the straightaway answer as 2436 as my final value. Easy question, you have solved it really well. Let's see the next question. If f of x is equal to x squared minus 7x and g of x is x plus 3, find the minimum value of f of g of x minus 3x. G of x has been given to you as x plus 3, so you would have to find the value of f of x plus 3 minus 3x. So f of x plus 3, let's find out this value first. This will be x plus 3 the whole square minus 7 times x plus 3. And you have to subtract 3x from this, so let's subtract 3x from here. You have to find the minimum value of this part, which will become how much? X squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 7x minus 21 minus 3x. Okay, let's further simplify this. This will become how much? So this will become x squared, 6x minus 7x will become minus x. Then you've got 9 minus 21 will be 12 minus 3x. This is the part that you have to solve, which is equivalent to again x squared minus 4x minus 12. Now let's try to complete the overall square. It's going to become x squared minus 4x plus 4 on one side. Take minus 4 on the other side. This is minus 4 minus 16 minus 12. Plus 4 minus 4, any issues will get cancelled. Now this is nothing but x minus 2 the whole square. On one side will be minus 16. The minimum value of this expression will be what? The minimum value is going to come when certainly x minus 2 will become 0. And certainly when x minus 2 becomes 0, my final minimum answer will be as simple as simply minus 16 for this question. And hence, we will mark option number D to be the final answer for this question.